Hello to everyone, this is the game number 7 that I played against rulergeorge. I played e4, c5, knight f3, d6, d4, c takes d4, knight takes d4, knight c3, a6, bishop e3. This is another queen c7, f3. I play with the same strategy, so play f3 to attack with g4, g5 in the king side, and play castle alongside, and play castle queen side. So queen d2, knight d7, and castle, bishop e7, g4. I play g4 now because my idea is to make pressure immediately against the knight, and now the black has to free probably the square d7 with knight b6, for example, or knight e5. Now I play g5, knight f d7, and f4. Knight c4, I trade, queen takes, and h4. Okay. b5 and king b1 to improve the king position, bishop b7 and a3. I played a3 because I have fear about b4, bishop takes e4, so I played this for this reason. b4, a takes b4, queen takes, and I played f5. e5, and now I missed the strong move f6. This move is very strong because I give the pawn, but after, for example, g takes, I can go to f5 with a very strong knight. And if now e takes d4, I can simply play f takes g7, and after rook g8 forced, I play bishop takes d4. And it's true that I play with a piece less now, but the black position is very bad. The king on the center, my strong pawn on g7. So, for example, if I move like bishop c6, I can play queen f4, queen f5, and it's very hard play for black now. Okay, so this idea is interesting but hard to see. So I played knight b3, bishop takes e4, knight. Yeah, I played rook e1 first. Because if the queen takes the knight, I would take the bishop. Black played bishop takes f5, correct. Knight d5, and the queen takes d2, rook takes d2, and the rook c8. Now my position is bad because I'm playing with 2 pawns down, so black is 2 pawns up. Bishop f2, bishop e6, a trade, and knight a5. I tried to do something when these make pressure against d6, so go for example with the knight on b7. Black played knight c5 to avoid that. b4. I weaken my position, but I try to do something. Knight b7, and now check. King a1 and knight b5. Rook d1 to add pressure against d6. Rook to c3, and I take the pawn. Rook a3. And now it's very important to play correctly, because if I play king b2, there is checkmate, I think. Check on a2, I'm forced to go to c1, and after rook a1, king b2, and rook takes d1, the knight is lost. Yeah, there is a mate, but I lost a piece, so yeah. So I played well, king b1, the only way. Check, king b2, and he takes. I take the knight, and after rook a2, king b1, rook b8, bishop c5, king f8. And after this move, I think it's a draw. I check, you go back, I check again, and the draw is okay now, because if the king go on g8, so for example, if first after the check go on g8, there is checkmate on d8. If king go to d7, for example, it's not so good because I can take, or I can play king knight c4, and after king c6, I can play check, or I can take the rook, but for me probably it's better check. The king is not in a good position, so it's risky for black. Okay, So in the opening, white was better, but after that, I made some mistakes and black could win. I think the position after bishop takes f5, knight e5 is one for black, and probably the mistake was rook a3. So after rook d1, rook c3 was bad. I think the black can simply play rook c6. It defends the pawn, and black has no problem. If knight a5, he can go to c3 later. So yeah, this is a key point in which the black can play to win as a position.